Hello most amazing top teners, how are you doing today? I'm Rebecca Felgate and today we are hitting you with a part 2 to the top 10 hidden messages in children's stories. We all love a kid's book or a film, but are they really what they seem? Join us as we find out. In at number 10, we have The Iron Giant and the very strong anti-gun messages. The Iron Giant is a 1999 American sci-fi film by Ted Hughes, set during the Cold War in 1957. The Iron Giant is about a boy called Hogarth who discovers a big robot who fell from space. Befriending the robot, Hogarth needs to stop the US Army and federal agents from finding him. Children may not be too clued up as to the overtones of the film, but for adults it's easy enough to see that the movie is very much anti-gun. Obviously America is pretty divided when it comes to the Second Amendment, so some considered the film to be quite provocative, including the Washington Post, who said, "The movie, as beautifully drawn and sleek and engaging as it is, has the annoyance of incredible smugness." In at number 9 we have Finding Nemo and the animals good, people bad message. Ever noticed how the humans in Finding Nemo are awful? Well, that's not by accident. Disney Pixar's 2006 smash hit success Finding Nemo pretty much paints the message that humans do not treat animals well. Scuba divers capture Nemo, then he has to live in the awful Dr. Sherman's office fish tank and be visited by the catastrophic Darla. Of course there is the classic line that all drains lead to the ocean, which is a less than subtle poke at humans for dumping their waste in the sea. In at number 8 we have the Tiny Toons message that drinking is bad, and you'll probably die. So this one's really awkward. Tiny Toons was a much loved cartoon in the 90s, but one episode actually was way off the mark and has since been banned. An episode called One Beer was supposed to teach kids that underage drinking is bad, but instead had the potential to mentally scar them. In One Beer, 3 characters get drunk off one beer, steal a police car, drive it off a cliff and die. Yes, die. Luckily the episode has been banned, but still, I mean, kids are gonna be like staying well off that beer. In at number 7 we have WALL-E and the environmental and technological warning message. Disney Pixar's 2008 fantastic movie WALL-E has the same director as Finding Nemo, who also wrote the screenplay. Something tells me that Andrew Stanton is pretty concerned that humans are gonna destroy the planet. Set just under 800 years from now, WALL-E is a garbage compressing robot tasked with cleaning our trashed planet Earth. No prizes for guessing that the film is teaching children to look after their environment. If not, this could well be our future. You will also note that all of the humans in the film are fat, taking a swipe at our lazy culture and our capability to become dependent on technology instead of doing things for ourselves. In at number 6 we have the Lego Movie and the strong anti-capitalism vibe. I mean, the antagonist is called Lord Business, so I think it's pretty clear how the writers feel about capitalist culture. Lord Business is the evil overlord of a big corporation called the Octan, which seems friendly on the outside but is actually run by a robot army and is financing a police state. This is all very 1984, with posters of Lord Business propaganda popping up all over Bricksburg. Lego Emmett proclaims Octan Corporation produces all music, coffee, dairy, television shows, surveillance cameras, history books and voting machines, aka kids don't buy into big brands like McDonald's and Coca-Cola because they're corrupt and they want to control your mind. And all hail the proletariat worker Emmett. In at number 5 we have Cars 2 and the very strong oil companies are bad message. Cars 2 is pretty anti-oil, ironic for a movie about vehicles that rely on them. Evil corrupt lemon cars want to maximize oil profits and will do anything to sabotage the Grand Prix, which has opted to use a sustainable energy source. It's pretty easy to read between those lines. Oil bad, renewable energy good. Director John Lasseter even admitted the underlying message of the movie in a Wall Street Journal interview. He said that they crafted the bad guy story to be oil versus alternative fuel. Okay, so this next one may not be an official hidden message, but is a pretty strong and interesting theory that keeps on circulating around the internet. In at number 4, remember the Rugrats? Well, some people think that the writers were trying to tell us that the kids were all dead and were a figment of alive Angelica's unstable mind. Weird, right? But actually, on a rewatch it seems kind of plausible. The theory goes that Angelica's mother and her brother Tommy died in some kind of accident. That is why Angelica has a doll that she styles to kind of look like her mum, who apparently was on drugs at some point. Who knows? Her dad Stu deals with the loss by constantly making toys in the basement for his son that will never get the chance to play with them. Chucky and his mum also died, which apparently explains Chaz's neurotic character. The DeVilles aborted a child that Angelica couldn't figure out the gender of, and that's why they're all twins. The plot thickens in All Grown Up, as theorists say the show is consistent with Angelica turning to drugs to deal with her mental state. I don't know about this one. In at number 3, we have Who Framed Roger Rabbit and the strong themes of segregation. Set in LA in 1947, Who Framed Roger Rabbit is a 1988 movie about cartoons and humans living alongside one another. In 1947 in real-life LA, there were huge racial divides and tensions, and this seems to be the case in the movie if you look a little deeper. The cartoons are portrayed as something for the humans' entertainment, and their Toontown is under threat of demolition. Gentrification station. Toons are consistently stereotyped, and indeed, human-only bars exist. Toons can perform, but they cannot be audience members. The book the film is based on, Who Censored Roger Rabbit, makes things even more apparent. I feel like the overarching messages play nicely, guys. In at number 2, one of my favourite movies and stories of all time, we have The Wizard of Oz, which is actually an analogy for 1890s America. L. Frank Baum's The Wizard of Oz is a thinly veiled allegory for late 19th century America. The scarecrow represents the poor Midwestern farmers and Dorothy the American public. Dorothy walks on the yellow brick road representing the gold bars of money to see a wizard, a banker, in Emerald City, which is green to symbolize money and the American capitalist dream. In the end, Dorothy decides that life over the rainbow isn't for her, instead preferring the comforts of home. Baum exposes the banks as corrupt, the American dream as flawed, and suggests that the simple life is a path best followed. Here we are at number 1 of our hidden messages in children's stories, and I don't even know what to make of this. We have Alice in Wonderland. I mean, there are many weird messages in Alice in Wonderland, and who knows what truly all of them mean. One thing is for sure though, it isn't just about a girl who falls down a hole. Many say Alice in Wonderland is a coming of age story with a young Alice going through puberty and learning to accept her body as it changes. Others read some pretty undeniable drug and alcohol messages in the story. Alice has a bite of a magic mushroom, she eats an Eat Me cookie that has some pretty freaky side effects, and she runs into an undeniably high caterpillar smoking what could be either crack or marijuana. To be honest, I feel like we could sit here and try and interpret Alice in Wonderland for days. Most of it probably goes over children's heads. So that was the part 2 of our hidden messages in children's stories. Did you like this video? Shall we make a part 3? Let me know in the comments section down below. Also, did I leave anything out? Have you read any children's stories or watched any children's films and been like, hello, I spot a crazy message here? If so, let me know in the comments section. I'm Rebecca Felgate. I'm going to be trying to reply to as many of you as possible, so let's have a good old chat. If you like this video, make sure you give it a good thumbs up, share it with a friend, and of course subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10, and I will see you beauties next time.